What's up, guys? The Emperor is here. Let's react.
Shurima never fell. It only awaited my return.
Oh, yes. A 3 mana 1/5. Okay, I called 3 mana. When allies attack, summon an attacking Sand Soldier. Simple. Level up, you've summoned 10 units, and he isn't ascended.
It is time.
Good start.
Shurima, see what I see. Carry.
Nexus Ray. Oh, okay, we've seen this one.
Emperor, I am honored.
1/5 is very defensive.
Shurima's strength is yours.
Okay, we've seen these ones yesterday too. Damn, he looks sweet though. Oh, Emperor's Divide. Give enemies vulnerable this round and summon 6 Sand Soldiers? Oh my god. A little bit awkward because of the landmarks in Shurima, but this looks pretty good.
This day, while they falter, our power grows.
Oh man. Here we go.
And with me, Shurima.
Oh, these level... That art! When allies attack, summon an attacking Sand Soldier. When you summon an ally, give us both +1/+0 this round. That's actually like that's kind of like minimal, but that's a really good effect. Especially with his card package around him. I want to see that level 3.
Your emperor commands.
Oh god, that's cool. Stabbing spears. Oh, here we go.
Come, my destiny awaits.
Oh my god, that level up! When I level up, replace your deck with the Emperor's deck, then draw 1. When allies attack someone attacking Sandstone Charger. Okay, so those are the 5/2s. What is the Emperor's deck? What was that? What is the Emperor's deck? Wait. What's happening?
They cheer on me. Our legacy is eternal.
What? He is so cool. Alright, this is everything I expected and more. It's simple, it's effective, and that level 3, I mean, I have so many questions. Okay, let's wait for all the revealed cards. Let's look at them, let's rate them, and then afterwards, let's also look at the patch notes, because there could be some pretty spicy things in there. See you guys there. Here we are, with all of the cards that got released in the Shurima expansion. We have rated every single one of them, and since all the cards are now visible and we know what synergies there could be, a lot of these ratings would have changed in the past few days because, well, as new stuff comes out, some cards might seem worse or better than they might have seen at first. But now that we're here with Azir, who seems to really be the central point of the region because he is the one that will most likely make the Sun Disc playable, it's going to be a little bit hard to rate Renekton and Nasus on that same aspect too. First of all, Azir is a 3 mana card with really good stats for his effect, I think. A 3 mana 1/5 that has an upside on attack, much like Misfortune. It's obviously a little bit worse than Misfortune because all you're doing is summoning one Sand Soldier, while Misfortune just shoots the entire board. But the fact that he has a 1/5 makes him much easier to protect. And if you play the Allegiance card from Shurima and you pull Azir, he is going to be a 3/7. That's pretty ridiculous if you ask me. Also, his level up is very easy. He levels up in deck, and all you need to do is summon 10 units. If you're playing a Sand Soldier deck, that will go extremely fast. And then just looking at its effect for a level 2. It's the same thing, except every ally that you summon has +1/+0 this round. Every Sand Soldier having +1/+0, with all the auras from the Azir cards, like giving allies +2 attack this turn, giving your Sand Soldiers everywhere +1 attack. These things can stack up really fast, and we haven't even talked about his level 3 yet. With his level 3, he summons an attacking Sandstone Charger. Azir's level 3 might actually be possible, because he is so easy to level, and because Renekton is relatively easy to level to if you build your deck in that way. Obviously, you need 40 Shurima cards and the Sun Disc. Then you also play the Allegiance card, which is... I don't think Nasus goes in his deck, even though he is Ascended. Maybe it's like 3 Azirs, 2 Renektons, 1 Nasus. And then if you level Azir, the Sun Disc goes down by 10. You level Renekton a little bit later with some of the vulnerable cards. Suddenly, you have level 3 champions, and, well, you're probably going to win the game, because when Azir levels, he replaces your entire deck with insane cards. We got a Pot of Greed over here, burst spell 2 mana, draw 2. You have just a Sandstorm to obliterate 3 enemy units or landmark. It's like invoke cards on steroids. General's Palace, which is just, you know, it's just the best card in the game. It's a 5 mana landmark. Enemies are vulnerable, and round start, rally. It's hilarious effects. I love this. Just the fact that you get the Emperor's deck to play with when you level him is so... God, it's so cool and funny. And just the art on Azir. God, I really have to just like stop fangirling, because this is my favorite card in the expansion for sure. And I kind of have this ritual where I prismatic my favorite card from the expansion, my favorite champion card from the expansion actually. Last expansion that was Zoe. In the Rising Tides it was Misfortune. And now it looks like it's going to be a prismatic Azir for when I start playing these games. God, this is like exactly my playstyle, so I'm just really happy that they went this direction. As for actually rating him, I think Azir is a 5-star. I think he will go in many different decks. I think he will be extremely good in decks that are built for him. But I also think he can easily branch out to other regions like Demacia, like even something like Shadow Isles in like a more swarmy deck. He's like what Aurelion Sol was for Targon, but even more flexible. Aurelion Sol was still a 10 mana card, and even though he fit into many different decks as like the top end, Azir seems to be just like a very solid mid-game unit that gets value if you don't attack with him and just keep him safe. But on attack or as a blocker, a 1/5 is just very good. There's also the 3 mana card, the 1/6 that heals your champions if you level a champion. And with Azir's high health, that actually seems pretty good now. His champion spell, Azir's Arise. Summon a Sand Soldier, create a fleeting Arise in hand, create an Azir in your deck. Okay, so it's a 3 mana burst, and it's basically like Vice Fists. You keep summoning a single Sand Soldier for every time you cast this. It's pretty good to like speedrun his level up. I don't think it's great to have, but yeah, I don't think you're going to be too unhappy playing this if you already have an Azir on the board, because if you're attacking with those Sand Soldiers, he's going to summon another one. If Azir's leveled, which is quite likely if you're playing Arise, then they're all going to have +1 attack, with who knows what other aura effects. Just seems like a really good self-contained package. Like Azir is good if you play him by yourself, as long as you're playing a unit-based deck. Obviously he's not going to be very good in like a Karma deck, because you actually need to attack with units to get something out of him. But I think any unit-based deck is going to be pretty happy with Azir. It's just that little bit of extra push, extra damage to your Nexus, extra bit of pressure, and then when you level up, it's going to be even more. So, Azir, easy 5-star. Arise, not as good. I'll give it a 2 because I don't think you ever main deck it, but once again, because it's a champion spell, you're never going to be too unhappy to actually get this in your hand in a pinch. The next card is a bit of an interesting one. First of all, I'd like to tell a story. There was once a region in Runeterra that was very, very powerful. They had elusives, they had very annoying spells to stop what you're trying to do. They had a lot of different directions that their deck could go in. One of their big spells, like I just mentioned, the spells that try to stop you from doing what you're doing, like the old Will of Ionia and Deny. Deny got nerfed from 3 to 4 mana. Still, it's been a very, very strong card in a lot of different decks, and often it was the sole reason you'd pick Ionia as a region for your region combination for whatever you're trying to do. So now with Shurima, we have a 4 mana fast spell, Rite of Negation. Kill an ally or destroy one of your mana gems to stop all enemy fast, slow, and skills. Fast, slow spells, and skills, rather. Okay, there you go. So now, what is the reason to go into Ionia anymore? The one thing is that this spell is fizzleable. I don't know if that's a real word, but the spell can fizz. So if you cast this on one of your units to kill it, and the opponent kills the unit, then this spell does nothing. For that reason, if your opponent is floating 2 mana, and you want to use this on your 2 health unit, I think you just destroy one of your mana gems just to make sure that you don't get blown out by like a huge stack of skills. And then there's that flexibility with a card like this. It's very hard to counter this, and I'm going to guess that you still have to put this on the stack. So say you're playing Piltover Shurima. You're playing a Mystic Shot, Mystic Shot. Your opponent uses 2 Nobifies, and then you play discard to stop all their Nobifies, and then your opponent plays Deny on this. I think that means that this doesn't stop Deny because it's on the right of Deny. I'm assuming this still goes by the rules of the stack. It would be extremely broken if it didn't actually. And actually, if that was the case, it would probably be a burst spell. So this all makes sense. So yeah, there is some counterplay to it, namely like another deny or killing the unit. And there is a bit of a downside of having to sacrifice something to actually negate the spells, but still, I think this is going to be one of the reasons why you will go into Shurima. And for that reason, this, in my opinion, will be a 5. This will be one of the region-defining spells, and I think a lot of decks are going to be happy to play one of this to keep their board or their game plan safe. Alright, next card is the Emperor's Divide. I actually thought when I saw the video that this was going to be his champion spell, but I'm glad it's not. 7 mana slow spell, give enemies vulnerable this round and summon 6 Sand Soldiers. This is basically a Powder Pandemonium, except without the condition that you have to activate Plunder. It's pretty funny. I don't think it's a great card. 7 mana is a little bit steep. It can definitely be playable in decks if you play cards that buff their attack. Like if you have a leveled Azir, that's pretty good. If you play the 4 mana spell to give them attack, also pretty good. Can act as a board clear, but the fact that you give everything vulnerable, and even though you have some landmarks on the board, summoning less Sand Soldiers, the fact that you're still giving everything vulnerable this round is still pretty good. I think in a very heavy, like very heavy Sand Soldier deck, I think you run this as 1 copy maybe? Maybe not. 7 mana is a bit steep. I'll give it a 3 because it's just so hard to say. It's a 3 for now, but I could very easily just see this be a 1 because it just turns out Azir is played in a mid-range deck, and this is just way too slow for that. So I can rate the other cards, by the way, all the Emperor's cards, but they're all 5 stars. They're all just absolutely insane. Emperor's Prosperity, Burst, 2 mana, draw 2. Pot of Greed, insane. Emperor's Guard, 2 mana, 5/4. When someone draw 1 and it has Fearsome, insane. Shimmering Mirage, summon an exact copy of an ally. It's ephemeral, draw 1, 3 mana burst, insane. Crumbling Sands, obliterate an enemy follower, also draw 1. Crazy card. It's a fast obliterate. It's just it is on a follower though, so okay, fine, but still a very good card. Golden Herald, play and round start, summon 2 Sand Soldiers and grant them +2/+2. Play and round start. Every round you're summoning 2 Sand Soldiers as 3/3s. I wish this was a real card. I wish this was like a 7 mana card or something. I'd actually put it in the deck because of how cool it is. 7 mana is probably still too busted, maybe 8. Alright, General's Palace. 5 mana landmark, enemies are vulnerable, round star rally. This card is hilarious to me, just a round star rally. It's like a labs card. It's just so good. Alright, Eternal Gladiator. 7 mana 10/7, barrier. When I'm summoned, draw 1. Round end, the strongest enemy and I strike each other. Are you kidding me? Well, it's kind of a shame because I don't know how easy it is to get Azir to level 3, but I want to play with these cards. Man, that's cool. Alright, Sandstorm. Obliterate 3 enemy units or landmarks. Yeah, alright. Targon says hello. Seems like they're learning from the cosmic beings themselves. Ascendance Call. Alright, this is the most fun one. 10 mana slow spell. Rally. Summon Renekton and Nasus. Immediately level them up to level 3. That's just so funny. Just 2 10/10s. Renekton hitting everything for 2. Nasus giving everything -3 attack. Oh man, I want to play with these cards so much. Coolest reveal in the game so far. I'm very happy with this set. Shurima has proven to me that Runeterra still got it. People have lost a little bit of faith because of Targon and their RNG ways and their hushes and whatnot. But this is fantastic. This is my type of region. Mid-rangey, combat focused. I say bring it on. Alright, so these are all the ratings for all the cards by now. Like I said, some of these ratings might have changed because of reveals we got later and, you know, synergy points suddenly becoming clear. However, we're just going to look at the patch notes And maybe I'll release like an Excel sheet or something with every rating individually based on the entire set, or keeping the entire set in mind and knowing what the cards can and can't do. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. For me, it'll be like 30 minutes later when the patch notes come out. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys there. Okay, here we are for the final part of this video. Riot has mentioned that they're only nerfing one champion, and to be honest, I was kind of expecting it to be Twisted Fate. But with a quick scroll, I noticed that it was Aphelios. And you know what? That actually kind of makes sense. I do expect Twisted Fate to get nerfed in the patch after this maybe, depending on how Shurima impacts the meta. I think this is probably the right thing to do. Having Aphelios go from 3 health to 2 health might be a bigger deal than it seems at first. 1 health, especially if it goes from 3 to 2 and putting him in stuff like Mystic Shot range, is actually really big. Also, once again, Danger Noodle. Like Danger Noodle and Fleet Feather Tracker are really big ones. Aphelios will actually die a lot more often. So I think this is a very good change. Not much to say. Definitely what he needed because he's been at the top of the meta alongside Twisted Fate. So, good on Riot. Alright, let's really fast just look at some of the cosmetics because oh my god, this board. It's gorgeous. It's not what I expected. It's more like an oasis. It's not, yeah, like Ascended Oasis. I was expecting more of like a desert board, but this actually looks beautiful. And then an adorable little guardian, Fen. The desert holds many wonders, and Fen may just be the cutest of them all. I concur. This is great. Alright, some awesome card backs. Yeah, looking good. Talia too, alright. Right, well, I never like how you can't see the emotes or like the animations on the emotes because these could all be just fantastic, but we don't know because they look kind of weird just sitting here with nothing going on. I like the LeBlanc one though, I guess. Oh wait, I can't say that too loud because of the way her card turned out. Alright, anyway. We're also getting an event pass, which was mentioned somewhere, but we can't see what's in it yet, I believe, so it's all, you know, not much to say about these patch notes without actually seeing them in game. 10 sun discs and rare prismatic chests. Well, alright. So, pretty good stuff. Going to be an awesome patch, maybe the best one we've had in the history of Runeterra. So, I'll be uploading a video tomorrow. It will most likely be Azir and friends. So I hope to see you guys there. It's very exciting. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have fun at the start of the expansion. And I'll see you guys there.